let's maybe start with Brady Tkachuk because he is still so top of mind for everybody, and he's not in the lineup as of yet. There was some talk that maybe, just maybe, DJ Smith would have him in the game against Dallas, but he decided, okay, for the best thing for the player, he's going to hold off and do it on Thursday. So he should be in the lineup Thursday as the San Jose Sharks visit in Ottawa. Is that about the timeline you'd be looking at, Greg?
Yeah, that's within the. I mean, they talked about 7 to 10 days from when he comes back, and that's 7 days exactly, isn't it? So that's yeah. I mean that's fine, and really, they didn't miss him. I hate to say that, but Stutzel's done a fine job moving up and playing with on the kid line there and the big line up front, and I've really loved watching that second line with Paul up there in what will probably be Stützle's spot. So they haven't missed him. And rather than risk him coming in too early and pulling a groin or ripping a hammy or something, it's probably the right thing to do, aren't you? Don't you feel the same way?
Yeah, I do. I guess my thought would be I guess I'm just sort of wondering about it because if the goal is to do what's best for the player, to kind of avoid that William Nylander effect that DJ Smith witnessed firsthand in Toronto when he was an assistant coach there, is 7 days of practice truly enough when a standard normal training camp is over 3 weeks, it's 23 days with a bunch of exhibition games in there as well. And so I guess my thought is if you're going to go all in on making sure you take care of your core player who just signed long term for 7 years, would it be the end of the world if he took maybe a couple more?
Nah, he's ready. Slap the C on
All
him.
right.
Let's go.
You wanted him in there the night that he
That's
signed.
true. I did.
Yeah, and he's young. I mean, good Lord. He's been working out, and he looks like a tank.
Yeah.
They've called him Frank the Tank, and honestly, he looks like a tank now. I don't know if you saw any of that video, that wonderful video the Sens media team took as Kachuk is making the rounds the night of the first game. Like, oh my God, the guy looks absolutely ripped, and he's probably still not all the way there in terms of his physical prime, but didn't he look good?
He looks ready to go. He really does. But again, like you said, he's young. He's been skating. It's not like he doesn't go to the gym once in a while. Probably too. He's in good shape. So the only thing it's missing is playing at game speed. And a few practices this week, he's up to speed, and he'll be fine Thursday night. I'm actually expecting big things from him based on other than William Nylander. I think it Ian Mendez did an article about holdouts and what kind of stats they put up
Yes.
after they come back, and really nobody came back flat other than Nylander. Like most of these guys just slip right in and boom, they start producing right away. I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs right away come Thursday night.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Ian's article in a few weeks, but we did talk about that because that's all we talked about for the last half of
Yeah.
the summer. When's Brady going to sign? And what's going to happen when he does? And some of the names that Ian threw out there of guys that held out through at least a part of training camp, if not all, that would include the likes of Matthew Barzal and Gabriel Landeskog, Patrick Laine, Matthew Tkachuk, and they all were like
Yeah.
all around a point a game. So
Yep.
I think it's a different deal though, Greg, if you're 32 and not like Tkachuk, who's 22.
You don't find many 32-year-olds holding out though either, do you? Right. So this is
True.
kind of it's right in the wheelhouse. Age wise, coming off the entry level, this is kind of a tactic that players go through. And it seems like, despite what we may have heard, both sides are saying, look, there was never any real animosity. We just had to work out some things. And from what they worked out, it looks like you might say the Senators won on length. You might say Brady won on money. So let's call it a wash, and we're all good to go.
What about the captaincy then? Pierre Dorion said in the intermission with TSN's James Duthie in the Dallas game, Pierre said, we'll take our time. We're going to do it at some point. What exactly is that about? Like, why not do it on Thursday night when everybody wants it?
Yeah, I found that strange. Like, what are you waiting for? Is the PR department working on some new video that they want to put out that comes with it? Are they working on the exact speeches and how it's going to work for this presentation and where they're going to do it? Or, I just do it, for crying out loud. What are we waiting for? I don't understand that. When he said that, I was a little taken aback by that, wondering what exactly they're up to there.
Yeah, same. I would be okay with one name. Now, don't get me wrong. Brady Tkachuk is absolutely my choice. but I was reminded here in the first 3 games how much I like Connor Brown.
Yeah, yeah.
I really think that you would not go wrong with Connor Brown. He's my second choice. Thomas Chabot is my third. Most people are Chabot or Tkachuk. Most people are Tkachuk, number 1. But Connor Brown hit 3 points against Dallas, out there at the important times in the game, killing penalties at the end of games, protecting leads. The guy just is everything as a coach, everything you want a player to be, and just leadership all day long in terms of the lead by example scenario. So the Sens could do a lot worse than Connor Brown, couldn't they?
Oh, for sure. He's the quintessential Swiss Army knife utility player who plays in any and all situations. And it's nice to see the offense sort of continuing. You know, some people might have thought last year is a blip, possibly even me. But it's nice to see, right? He's producing. He definitely has chemistry with Connor Brown, or sorry, with Connor Brown, with Nick Paul,
Nick Paul.
and playing with Shane Pinto. You can't go wrong there. Like you've got a kid who plays the exact sort of game that Connor Brown plays, just always in the right place at the right time. It's only going to get better. Stutzla slides in there. Paul moves down, I assume, to play with Tierney and Formanton, and eventually you've got Watson and Ennis to worry about there in your third line. But it all bodes well moving forward. And yeah, I agree with you. Connor Brown is definitely a captain candidate here.